Hello and welcome to Module 4 Recap. I really wanted to go over electronic medical record implementation and evaluation. It's covered it quite a bit in the lecture, but I've gotten a lot of feedback from the quiz that was just offered, and quite a few of you have reached out to me and stated that there was a problem finding some of the information regardless of the readings, the external materials, and the lecture, that for some reason the material didn't seem to be apparent to you. And when I look back at the quiz and the statistics of the quiz, quite a few of you missed questions 11, 12, and 13. The problem with that is that there was no correlation between missing 11, 12, and 13. Some of you got 11 and 12 and missed 13. You might have missed 11 but got 12 or 13. So there was no relationship between those questions. Half of you got them, half of you did not. The only three questions that did have a statistical correlation was question 24, 25, and 26. Those three questions came specifically out of the lecture. So if you missed one of them, chances are you missed all three of them. I'm not sure what to think about that, because I did have several A's on the quiz. I also had several D's or lower on the quiz. So it was a very broad spectrum of grade distribution throughout this quiz. Because of the fact that there's really no statistical reason for any correction on the quiz, and the knowledge was there, I have no reason to do anything other than to just keep the grades as they are. Now, we are heading into more of the application portion of the course. So there will be more papers, less quizzes. Well, actually no scheduled quizzes right now. So it's really applying what you've learned for the first 4 modules as well as what you're about to learn, and then putting together thoughtful pieces that are either persuasive or informative that you would be using in a job or in a situation where you're going to be hired using your degree. So as we get into those papers, you're going to see that there will be a lot more critical paying attention to, I should say, or of the basic formula of the paper. Are you hitting all the points? Did you put together a logical and cohesive paper? Is your grammar, spelling, and punctuation correct? Do I have one-word sentences? Do I have please no more quoting from a 6-year-old textbook, especially when the readings from here on out basically are going to be external readings or the lecture. So if you're still utilizing the textbook, especially when we're talking about recent legislation or recent changes, the textbook is not going to have that information. As a matter of fact, for the module that you've just opened, cybersecurity and data recovery, there's literally nothing in the book about that specific topic. Same thing for population health, consumerism. None of that information is covered in your textbook. So for the time being, you could probably just put the textbook aside, but you could use it as to refer to. But as far as quoting out of, I would be very hesitant to that. Keep in mind that you guys are adult learners, and what an adult learner means is that you find out the information however you need to. If, for example, there was a question on the quiz that was asked that you couldn't find the material that was presented, then it would be up to you to try to go out there and find that information. In your job, whenever you get hired on utilizing this healthcare administration degree, a lot of times you won't have the answers. And that's one of the reasons why the discussion last week was purely about how to find information. What websites have healthcare IT-related information, which also dovetails into other things like EHR, like privacy, like revenue cycle. So all those things are things that are resources for you to go out there as adult learners and find information. I am thinking about having, I know we have 1,000 points for this course, but I'm thinking about adjusting that so that we can cover a little bit more material and that you can have a little bit better opportunity to improve your grades. At this point in time, I believe that there are about 25 out of 27 that have A's or B's in the class. So I'm not concerned about the fact that you've been able to put together a pretty solid quarter or pretty solid semester with this course. But at the same time, we're going to be looking at less reading what is told to be read and more of, here's a situation, here is a problem, here is a issue, and you need to go out and find the information that you can and then report it back. Because that's really what's going to happen when you get out of here and you have your degree. Other than that, I think you guys have been doing wonderfully. I'm very happy with the grades so far, but be prepared. Moving forward, there'll be less reading that's assigned and more external resources, as well as an expectation that as adult learners that you'll go out there and find the information that you need to complete the courses.